Hi everyone, so I thought I'd just make a few really short videos, and you can call them life hacks or tips. Also, as well as a counsellor, I'm a coach. I haven't done much coaching in the last few years. I became a coach in 2017, and a lot of the work that I do, even as a counsellor, it sometimes incorporates coaching strategies. And all I'm going to talk about is different things that I know that are affecting a lot of people, and just giving you some really quick tips. So the first one, and this is like common sense, it's not like rocket science, but it is to focus on the things that are in your control instead of spending the majority of your time, like most people do, focusing on things that are outside of your control. So these are 3 things that you actually can control, and that you can they will make a difference in your life if you focus on these. One is habits. You know, as much as people complain about the government, as much as people complain about crisis here, there and everywhere, things that you do have some control over are your daily habits. If you decide you want to get up every morning at a certain time, if you decide you want to do certain exercise, if you decide that you want to eat certain foods, anything you decide you want to do and you turn that into a habit, that is within your control. And yes, there'll be limitations, because financially you might not be able to buy the foods that you want. Maybe you can't go to the gym, but nothing's stopping you from walking around a park, nothing's stopping you from doing workouts at home. So changing your habits is something that you have control over, and then that can actually improve your life. The other thing you have some control over is money and how you spend your money. Many people, especially when you're going on YouTube and you see lots of the videos, they're talking about how the government is capping this sort of bringing in these laws, making it more difficult. Most people don't want to admit or acknowledge that they're spending their money in a way that isn't the right way. So they're getting credit cards, they're getting things on loans, they're living the life that they can't afford to live. But you don't ever hear anyone talking about that. That's because that is people don't want to look at what's within their control. People want things now, so they're going to choose to go and get a car on car finance, or they're going to choose to get a credit card. They're going to choose to do certain things which are not within their means. And then when they have to look within and say, right, now I need to cut back on something, now I need to get a different type of car, now I need to reduce this type of spending, that is within your control. So if you want to get to a point where you can stop looking for external factors to blame for your situation, then it starts from within. So money is one thing, habits is another, and the next thing is decisions. We all make decisions every single day, thousands, hundreds of decisions we make. There are going to be, you can't live life without any consequences to anything you do. So the key thing isn't to say, well, if we get rid of the government, which, every single time the government changes in the UK, this is a good example, people are still not happy. When a certain government has been in place for like years, people are complaining, oh, can't wait to get rid of them. Then a new government comes in, oh, can't wait to get rid of them. That's because everyone knows that that's an external factor, which even if you have some element of control over, you don't have any control over the decisions that are made in Parliament. So therefore, instead of focusing on that, think about the little decisions you can make every day. Every time I spend time making a video, whether I go live, I've been going live on my Facebook page now since last year. It must be the last 2 years, every Monday, every single week without fail. Now, that is still taking time. I don't know if I'm going to get clients because I go live. Sometimes I do as a result of that. Sometimes I don't. It's still time that I'm taking to do that. I'll book in clients sometimes on a Saturday, which takes up then time that I would be doing other things. We're in control of our decisions. They're leading us to a particular path. So the thing is, to end on this video, if you focus on things outside of your control, it leaves you feeling hopeless, helpless, and powerless. It keeps you stuck, because you don't have control over that many things that are external to you. You don't know what someone's going to do when they're driving on the road. You can't control their driving, but you can control how you drive. You can't control if someone decides to break up with you, because that's their decision, that's what they're going to do, but you can control how you respond to it. You can't control, there's a million things. I'm someone that isn't going to sit here and list 100 things that I've got no control over. I live my life thinking of the things that I do have control over. So if you do that, it will change. It won't. I'm not going to say it will change your life. So that's a bit dramatic. It will make a big difference to your life. It will make you happier. I know that for a fact, because you take ownership of things. You say, this is what I have control over. This is what I'm going to focus on. These are the decisions I'm going to make. These are the habits I'm going to implement. These are the things that I'm going to do financially, spiritually, emotionally. So that's my first tip. And as I've said, I'll be doing little tips. They're not as short as I thought it was going to be, but I will be making short, quick tips on these sorts of things. And if you want to work with me as a coach, if you want to work with me as a counsellor, then as usual, I'll always leave my information and feel free to reach out. So thanks for watching.